Steps. Steps to eliminate poverty sustainably. Coming this January 28, 2017, to Cal Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California, is Rotary District 5240's 2017 STEPS Conference, a multi-dimensional conference for all Rotary members of District 5240. At STEPS, we strive to inspire, educate, equip, and motivate our members and clubs to make the most impactful difference possible in our communities and around the world. Every year, we find new and exciting keynote speakers and breakout session topics for our STEPS event. 2017 STEPS is no exception. Explore the 2017 STEPS Conference website at www.rotarystepsonpoverty.org for the scoop on keynote speakers, breakout sessions, and all the 2017 STEPS Conference has to offer. You'll discover that STEPS continues to have global application. Whether you're involved in local community projects or international ones, 2017 STEPS will deliver the inspiration, connections, and information to make an impactful difference in our own communities and around the world. An issue that was beginning to emerge in 2015 demands the center stage in 2017. Human trafficking affects people in poverty around the world and, to an astonishing extent, here in the U.S. Our morning keynote speaker, Opal Singleton, is a well-respected warrior on the front lines, educating about the issue and implementing change. Opal Singleton is the president and CEO of MillionKids.org and board member and director of development for Rafa House International. Both organizations exist to combat human trafficking in the U.S. and internationally. Opal has trained tens of thousands of government officials, school administrators, social outreach organizations, civic leaders, faith-based organizations, and prominent individuals about human trafficking in the U.S. and around the globe. Opal is the author of a new book, Seduced: The Grooming of America's Teenagers, created to educate parents and grandparents about social media apps and online gaming programs and how they are used to access, groom, and recruit unsuspecting kids so they can be exploited. The book is currently rated 5 stars by Amazon senior book reviewers. Opal regularly appears on radio talk shows and TV throughout the nation, educating listeners on sex trafficking. Opal has just launched her radio show, Exploited: Crimes Against Humanity, broadcasting weekly to 170 countries. The show is now the #1 show on Voice America Variety Channel. Recipient of multiple awards, Opal will have you spellbound in your seats as you learn about the issue and become inspired to join the fight against human trafficking. How do the poor attain economic stability? Of critical importance in the fight to eliminate poverty is how to effectively help people and their communities to rise out of poverty and become economically stable. Our afternoon keynote speaker, Dr. M.D. Canody, a Rotarian, is an associate professor of nonprofit management and immediate former chair of the Global Nonprofit Leadership Department at Regis University in Denver, Colorado. Dr. Canody is also the board chair of the Farm Concern International. Dr. M.D. Canody was raised on a tea farm in Kenya. His career in active international community development and teaching have led to his involvement in numerous consulting roles for strategic poverty reduction programs. Dr. Canody will tell a few short stories on how he is working with Rotary, Farm Concern, and other organizations to address poverty in Africa. Numbers and statistics are sometimes overwhelming, but working directly with people, they cease to be numbers. They are people working to better their lives. Dr. Canody has over 20 years of professional experience in community development, working with World Vision International in rural and urban community development in East Africa, youth and community development in Los Angeles, and in water, sanitation, and hygiene, or WASH, in Africa, Asia, and Latin America through Life Water International. His presentation will be inspirational and educational as you learn about the multiple challenges of growing local economies and how to effectively break the poverty cycle, which aid alone cannot do. The 2017 STEPS breakout sessions will inspire, educate, equip, and motivate you. They include the Apathy Effect exhibit presented by Mark Brendy.
Seeing the apathy effect is the reason why I personally wanted to become involved, because I felt like there were more things that I could do than I've ever felt before, which is an amazing thing to be able to make a difference in something that's as big as human trafficking.
The stories that are shown here are they're just heartbreaking. They're heartbreaking stories. I think that's the first thing that comes to mind. There's this video back here about the girl who came from Mexico and her parents were killed and she had to went with her uncle, and her uncle sex trafficked her to feed his addiction. We were just having a conversation. You know, you can't ignore it because it's important, and it's really the most vulnerable people in our society just being taken advantage of in the most brutal way.
This multimedia exhibit and empowerment program is geared to ignite empathy, educate, and empower participants with response to the issues of exploitation. Learn how and why child exploitation and human trafficking is happening, what IEmpathize.org is doing about it in the Apathy exhibit, and how you can engage to end it. The Apathy Effect immerses you in stories of resilient young survivors of human trafficking from around the world. The story is told through original film, photography, and artifacts, and tour discussion led by Mark Brendy. Empathy is an active response to the suffering of others. In other words, choosing empathy is choosing to walk in someone else's shoes. Experience the response of everyday people who were ignited with empathy and the apathy that fuels it. Empower Youth, presented by Guido Hayenas. IEmpathize recently released this youth exploitation prevention program. This workshop will focus on developing prevention strategies for youth so they can stay safe from all forms of exploitation, including sexual exploitation. The program will show how youth can be empowered to navigate through the negative experiences that make them so vulnerable and through the very deceptive tactics that traffickers often use, especially through social media.
Given what is going on at home for Marie, she is relieved when a guy on Facebook starts paying her lots of attention. She wants a boyfriend to look out for her, and he says he'll take care of her.
It's really important to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and to open yourself up to the fact that other people hurt too.
This girl has been misled into believing the lies are true.
You are not what you've been through.
She won't give up.
Who empathize? I empathize.
It will also be discussed how empathy is a solution away from exploitation and how youth can learn how to be more empathetic to their peers. The Empower Youth program can be implemented by individuals and Rotary clubs in schools and other youth group settings. Developing Minds in Developing Countries, presented by Pradeep Kapadia. This classic case study presents both an admirable model for educational development on a student-by-student basis, as well as opportunities for your club to partner with Kapadia Education Foundation. The breakout discussion will also explore the potential for Kapadia Education Foundation and Rotary clubs to partner on larger-scale Rotary grants. Economic Development for Women in Rural Bosnia, presented by Kay Bliss. A case study in economic development using a global grant for women who want to grow tomatoes and process them for local market in Bosnia through a marketing co-op. This program will also be about economic development and education as a tool in developing peace and conflict resolution. Rotary Grants Q&A, District Grants and Global Grants panelists, moderated by PDG Wade Nomura. Have pressing grant-related questions? This breakout will give you access to answers. Breakout sessions offer excellent opportunities to participate in smaller workshops in areas of your interest and focus on successful projects and practices. You may choose two to attend. These breakouts will prepare you to make a difference in your own community and around the world. New at 2017 STEPS is the Speed Project Fair, a fast-paced, detailed exchange on ideas on international and community projects. It's a great way to connect with potential project partners. We'll also have exhibitors from Rotary clubs and NGOs, so networking opportunities abound. Registration opens November 1st, 2016. Who should attend? All Rotarians. Why should Rotarians attend? Inspiration, motivation, answers, connections, project partners, information, and it's a great day of Rotary Fellowship. When? January 28, 2017. Where? Cal Lutheran University, Thousand Oaks, California. We'll see you there.